have the illusions of skinniness, you know, and then in the middle of the leaves you have that little curve. Yeah. So I'm gonna do to create this illusion here, this pattern here. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a triple crochet. So the triple crochet is a little bit tricky, okay? So this is triple, so you wrap the needle twice, okay, for the beginner. Okay? But if you are expert and you've been doing this all your life, you'll be good with that. Okay, so then you hook in once, in twice, 3 times. So you see it? So it's elevating the size, and it elevating the size of it. See that? So I'll do a few more of the triple crochet. See? And I'll do one more, and then I will decrease it, and I'll do the double and the half double and single. I saw a lot of people crochet online too, you know. It's not bad. I'm doing this myself, just for fun. This is my evening together with you, because normally I'll be doing cooking. So this is doing cooking, but today I'm not, because I got a new job. I became a nanny, so I have a little girl that I'm looking after all day. So when I'm with her, I don't want to do anything else but taking care of her. She's only 6 months, very beautiful child. So so here the double crochet, okay? So you only wrap the needle once and you pull in through twice. That's why they call double. And then the half crochet is, you do the same thing, you hook once and then you just pull through, okay? That's called half double crochet. And then there's a single here. The single is easy, no hooking, no wrapping, just single, plain. So now I have one side of my leaf done, okay? One side, okay? So then I have to do the same thing here. I may not use the same pattern here because my leaf is different on each side. Okay? It does not have that perfect geometric, because a lot of leaf doesn't have that perfection anyway. So I'm doing single crochet, single, okay, over my previous previous rows. Still, this is the second rows here. Okay, I had to chain the first row and second row here. The second row where I'm doing the multiple crochet pattern of single, half double, a double crochet, and a triple crochet. So it's okay. So this is single right here. Single is easy. Okay, I'm making the leaves of this bouquet here. Yeah. It does look like buttercup flowers, huh? But this is the Cambodian flower called Pka Rom Dual. Pka Rom Dual is Cambodian native flowers. They have it on there. They carve on there. This flower here are carved on the temples, on Brevihir temple, the one that they're fighting for right now, or at the Angkor Wat temple. You see that, and you see a lot of textile. They have Pka Rom Dual textile also. Yeah, thank you. It's really pretty. Okay, so it's really pretty. So but this year I have thought about maybe I just distribute single flowers to all my fans, my followers on here. But then I want to make a special bouquet for one lucky followers on either from YouTube or from TikTok. So I'm making 9, and I'm gonna crochet. When I'm done with the flowers, I'm gonna crochet a beautiful basket and I will make arrangement. Okay, I'll make flower arrangement, and whoever gonna be the lucky person that gets selected to take this home. Okay, remember, this is hard work. It's not secondhand. It's not made from another country. It's made by me, Chef Anna, and it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's not machine. Okay, I don't have machine for this. And see, I'm doing this every day. So same thing. I have Labubu done. I have headband done. I have um what else? The the scarf, beautiful woman scarf. Okay, so I might do another male scarf, so that way this will go out on for Christmas. Okay, that'd be a great Christmas gift because I'm still crocheting a few more items before I will start doing the selecting the names of people that would be the recipient of it, and I will need their mailing information, and they will be paying for their own shipping and handling. If they don't want it, I'm just gonna pass down to whoever will want it. Okay, so consider that this is going to be something from me to you to show my appreciation for being such a royal supporters and people that always on here and chatting with me and make me feel good. And I'm not a lonely person. You know, I don't have to be on here, but I'm on here because I wanted to make the connection. I want to, if I can make a difference, then I want to make the connection because I feel that I'm a resourceful person. Um, um, I know a lot of you don't know that beside cooking and crocheting and taking care of my mom who's who's feeble and had health issue, I also do freelance interpreting. I am an interpreter. I've been doing interpreting for the last 35-40 years since I came to America in 1980 after I graduated from high school. When I started a job as a community liaison, a um, community liaison worker or community worker, um, I started doing the interpreting. First, I self-taught Cambodian. I learned how to read and write Cambodian. I never been to school in Cambodia to learn how to read and write in Cambodia, so I'm illiterate until I self-taught myself because I needed to do document translation, so I have to be proficient. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Appreciate that. So then because in 1980, in 1975 up into 1998 and 1990 when the U.S. president ceased to bring any more refugee from Cambodia and Thailand, and whoever left behind, they just send them home. Okay, this is after each country gained independence and have diplomatic relationship. As for my case, it was one of those difficult case because my family stuck in the camp too long, and there was no school, and there is a private tutors, but then I can't afford it because I'm not worried about getting education because daily survival in a refugee camp was already enough, you know, because the food is not enough, the water is not clean enough, and it's not sufficient. So you know how hot Thailand is, right? I mean, soon the ice is out of the box, it melt. So imagine when the food is transported to the camp under the conditions, and by the time it get to the camp, it's already like it started to smell. But that's the only thing that they give. So we're gonna have to eat whatever is given. So you stay in line to get cups of rice. So they give food according to the member of your family. If you have 5, then they give you that 5 service portions. It's not a big portion. Everything have to stretch. If you have 10, then they will do the variations of the 10 portions. So my family, there were 6 children and 2 adults. At the time, we were just, we're not adult yet. So they give children lesser amount than the adult. Why am I talking about the camp life again? But anyway, if I jump to my camp life, I think maybe because my spirit is leading me to the life in the camp, because a lot of you have heard me telling you about some of the pretty thing in the camp. Like I got chance to go to school and learn to become literate in Thai. So I'm very proficient in Thai languages. But living in Thailand, left Cambodia, didn't get chance to attend school in Cambodia, so I didn't read and write Cambodian until I came to America. I self-taught. I got myself like a lot of dictionaries, a lot of, this is for the online dictionary. This is like I have like library full of Cambodian dictionary, and with me I have dictionaries. Oops. There was a little dictionary that I carried with me all the time in my purse until the digital dictionary came up. Then I just download all kind of dictionary in the languages that I'm specialized in. So this is used to be my Thai dictionary here. I have Cambodian dictionary also. You see how small, how small written, I mean texts are very small, okay? But this dictionary here, it helped me learn language, English language, okay? Any word that I don't understand, I would search it out on dictionaries here. Okay. Because English was not easy for me. But for the time I was in Thailand for about 5 years, a little bit over 5 years. And I left Cambodia in 1974, mid-1974. Didn't get out of camp until August 1980, so it's almost 6 years in the camp. So with that time in the camp, entrapment in camp, refugee camp, it's not a work labor camp like in Cambodia, where they make everybody suffer and work for no food, for little food. But in Thailand, I got to go to school and learn to read and write in Thai. So I'm very proficient, and people don't know that. And then I self-taught Cambodian, so I can read and write Cambodian. I'm not fluent, but I can read and write, so I consider fluent. And while working in Stockton, California, there were a large influx of Laotians refugee coming in from everywhere, because California seemed to be like the golden state, like it said. It was richness of farm community, the agriculture community. So we have people who settled in another state, heard about the great settlement here, where all the Cambodians are, where all the Vietnamese, where the Hmong, the Mien, the Lao Tung, Lao Chin, Lao Lum, and all the Lao ethnic peoples are concentrated in this small town. We want to feel home, you know, when we come to America. We didn't speak the languages, and they just scattered everywhere. You know, by the time the sponsor got them a job, a place to live, and a used car, and they learn about California, a golden opportunity. People left the sponsored and drove themselves to California and settled in California. Make their home. Me too. You know, I mean, well, for me, I didn't migrate from another state. I was settled in Stockton, California. That was my destination. My port of entry was in San Francisco, and my final destination was Stockton, California. And that's where I live in for 30-40 years. Okay, so Las Vegas, I've been here for 5 years. Sorry. So yeah, I self-taught Cambodian. I can read and write well. I use 4 kind of dictionaries. Okay, I have English, I have Laotian dictionary, I have Cambodian dictionary, I have Thai dictionary. Thai, though, I don't use a lot of dictionary, only for like like a really sophisticated college word, and I do that. Yeah. Thank you. Mm. Are you only 10, Crystal? Your parent allow you to be on here? You give permission? I'm glad to have you. I hope you learn something from here. How's school? You start the school? My grandson who just had a birthday, um he is he's another family member who living with us. We my daughter and her husband foster him. He's been living with us for the last 3 years. My very own grandson, he's 13. He's a freshman now. And Evan, he just turned 12. He'll be in high school next year. So I'm excited for them. All of my grandkids are in Muay Thais, and my very own grandson, he's in soccer. He's good. And last month he had a long journey to Bournemouth, London. I mean, not London, Great Britain. So after school, the guy was so tired. He's still suffering with jet lagging. So he's always be sleeping daytime. And I saw him coming around nighttime trying to find food. He'll only be gone for 2 weeks, and he come home like real lethargic, really, what do you call it? Jet flight. What do you call it? Air sickness or jet lag, or what do you call it? So I said, well, what about me? I went to Thailand for a whole month. When I came back, I'm still trying to get used to that meridian of time, because in Thailand, there's about 13 or 12 hours different, I think. So it's morning here, it's evening here, morning there's evening here. So I was like, the sun departed from America and to shine in another country, like in the what do you call it, latitude? No, sorry. If it rise in the Western country, it's be dark in Asia. So when the sun turn or when the earth turn, then we share the light. So I have family both in Cambodia and Thailand. If you know about the thing going on between the country, I'm still sad about it. But then I also have family who live in Australia, in France, in UK, in Canada, in South Korea, in Thailand, Cambodia, in America. So we, since the war, our family spread out through the world, just like the 12 tribe of Israel. At least Israel have 12 tribes, and they know what tribe they came from, right? Ephraim, Jacob, and Abraham, what have you. But my tribe is just Cambodian tribe. They just got sent to everywhere, because when we're living in the camp, we don't have a lot of choice to what country we select, okay? Because when my dad select France and had to go through the same process of requesting the asylum, fill out a whole bunch of pictures, and a whole bunch of, well, the agency helped fill out the form applications and submit it in, and with the pictures and the family profile and family history, the country of origin and all that, and submit it into the World Rescue Mission, World Rescue Agency, or what have you. So or the Red Cross. No, the Red Cross provide all the immediate assistance, I think. But Catholic Charities did a lot of awesome sponsorship program. They even have refugee settlement program in the day where they help individual to sponsor all the refugees from Cambodia, from Laos, from Vietnam. I'm not sure about Burma at the time. The only 3 Southeast Asian countries they call Indochina. The Indochinas are are the three countries that were affected by the civil war. Thailand didn't. Thailand is not considered Indochina because Thailand never been under the control of the Western country. The French call us Indochina because I don't know what the name is coming from. Indochina, just like you enter into the three individuals called Southeast Asia. Okay, so the Cambodian, the Laos, and the Vietnam. I think I only know only three countries that I that I can think of now that under the Indochina continent, where the French name as Indochina, Indogene. They call it Indogene, meaning that we gene, Indogene. So the word gene is Chinese, okay? Because Cambodian called Chinese gene. Indo mean that, well, I don't know where's it coming from. I'm confused. So Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, it considered Indochina. And then, oh, my necklace, thank you. It's a gift from my mom for taking care of my dad for so long. Okay, so yeah, the gold chains and the little diamond here. I have a lot of jewelries because when I was young and your age, when I see women wearing jewelries, I'm like, oh, one of these days I'm gonna have those beautiful jewelries, you know. Yeah, because diamond, I'm not into big diamond. I love my diamond between half carats and 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 smaller. I never have anything over half carats. I love them, you know. All my jewelries, if my diamonds, it's only about half a carat. I don't like all the attention. I don't like the big rock, and I love sapphire. I have sets of sapphire. I have beautiful set of rubies from Cambodia. Then I have some jades, beautiful jades, a few pieces of jade, and then I have a whole set of pearls. So yeah, I love jewelries. And all the jewelries was bought for my ex. I give it away. I didn't want anything to remember by, you know. Yeah. So when you get older, you have tendency to collect the things that you enjoy collecting, something sentimental to you, something you can afford. You know, sometimes you put on credit, just build your credit with the jewelry store. You get your first necklace, you get your first earring, you get your first medallion, your bracelet. And so I have a few of the Tiffany bracelet that was given for my daughter. And a lot of jewelries are literally coming from family. I don't remember buying my own jewelries, always coming from family, especially my mom. My mom, she owned quite a few pieces of beautiful jewelries. So because she's getting older, she said that whoever took care of her would have this she gave in term of the gratitude, the term of appreciation. Same thing for me. I gave my mom a whole bunch of jewelries also. If she said, "Oh, that jewelry looks so good on you," and then, "Okay, mom, I know you like it. Here, you can have it." I gave a lot of, I divided jewelry among my kids. But my kids don't have the same jewelry likeness. You know, they like something simple. The jewelries they call it custom. No, is it called custom jewelries? Customized jewelries? No, what you call it? Well, you know, I mean, accessory. They don't like the real stuff. They like crystal instead of a diamond. They do crystal instead of sapphire. They do like a lab created sapphire, lab created rubies. You know, I like the real thing. If it's small, as long as it's real, I'm okay with being small. Okay, something that I can afford, something that I don't have to go put on credit lines and put on my credit card. No, something that I can afford. And one day, if you can afford the big one, then get a big one. If you're happy with the big one, get a big one. You cannot afford a big one. Hey, you know what? Get a little one and get a few of them more. So this, I have beautiful pendants. If I remember, I have about 5 or 6. This one is of 18 karat gold or with diamonds and some surrounded uh, mounted diamond here, and she also gave me one of the diamond pendant. It is double pendant, so I think it's about a carat altogether. So it's two double um, diamond on the platinum. Okay, so I love platinum. Platinum is a little different. Platinum doesn't have the gold tone; it has the metallic tone. But platinum, I believe that to be one of uh, the hottest metals. Okay, and it's more expensive beside the white gold. So this is white gold here. Okay, the white gold and platinum look almost the same. Okay, platinum is a little bit darker tone, and then the white gold it look like that. Okay, and then this right here for my grandkids on my birthday and Christmas all together. So the twin got me this from this is crystal. Okay, it's not real diamond. So this is my engagement rings. So yeah, so if you want something small, you can get more. If you want something big, then make gold on it. You know, once you become um when you become a doctor, lawyers, and your professions, and you can afford the house, afford the car, to be on your own, married to a man who make nice money, and be able to provide you and give you the first special gift, then build it. You know, don't go ask for like 10, 15 carats. Start something little, something that he can afford first, and then love what he gave you first. And then if you, as your relationship progress, as he love you enough that he gonna go out and get you a bigger one on your anniversary each year, he love you more, he go increase the size of a diamond. That'd be great. You know, but me, I I'm not about increase the size of diamond. I'm about increase the loving the heart of the man. You know, I mean, he can give me crystal, it'll still be as good as diamond, because after all, jewelry is the material possessions that can be replaced. Okay, but to have a good man who love you is not everyday replacement, because a lot of men and women these days are looking into um, stability. Somebody that can provide something, can give you life dreaming items like nice home, nice car, beautiful jewelry, a lot of money, you know. But then remember that, okay, make sure that you don't go depend on on the man to take care of you. Okay, make sure that you are decorative person that have all that already. Okay, if something go wrong one day, that you be able to take care of yourself. You know, don't say that, well, I got a rich man, you don't have to work a day in my life, I just stay home, grow my nail and do my lashes, and they look pretty every day, get all the hair weave, and you know, never leave home without makeup, you know, grow the toenails, all that stuff. And but make sure that if you do all that, cool, but make sure that, you know, always remember that thing change. Even the love of your life change. Even the relationship between kids and parents change. Relationship with your rich man or poor man change. It depends, you know. So that's why the um the principle is that we get ourselves educated. Don't be dreaming that your goal is to get somebody rich and get everything out of him, draw him dry, and then you went to the next person and draw him dry and get to the next person. So that remind me of my of a friend of mine who who had a niece. She's a beautiful blonde. I'm not going to mention the name. I know her also. So the problem with the beautiful blonde is that her mom went out and got drunk and got pregnant by one or two, or I don't know. She was in a gang relationship with the hell rider. Did I say it right? Hell riders are those people on like on the bike, you know, they speed through the cities, and they will stop at the stop or at the carnivals and picking up girls. So anyway, so her mom went and fall in love with one of the hell angel, hell rider, hell angel, and she got pregnant. So she gave birth to a beautiful blonde blue eyes, and she was gorgeous. I met her also. In fact, I know her personally. Um, I'm not mentioning her name because I have respect for her. But I just want to share the story of how sometimes when we, okay, so the thing with a woman or any woman or any man, okay, I'm not picking on anybody that who were born with the beauties, okay. So, oh well, I'm so pretty, I'm not gonna have, I won't be worried about working or have formal education because men gonna be looking for beautiful woman, he'll be taking care of her the rest of her life. Okay, only few who succeed that. Okay, just remember that. Okay, we may not be that one lucky. I wasn't one of lucky. I have to work my AWS off to take care of myself. Even during the marriage, I have to do that too. I have to work, and even a bunch of children still have to work through 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Shoot, I never have a day off. That was like 34, 35, 36 years of doing that. Now they're all grown, so I don't have to worry about that. But then I have to give myself a lot of credit though, because I wasn't looking for fishing for a rich man to take care of me, because even I didn't make a lot of money, but I sure did take care of me, take care of my kids, and still not a millionaire. One day, just 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 keep dreaming. They said that dream does come true. Um, just keep dreaming, just keep praying, and just do the right thing. Always be doing the right thing. Don't think that you do crooked and you get rich. If you strike luck and whatever you do to get the money, whether it's righteousness or wrongly, and then there's a karma, there's a payback, and yeah, it's payback time and all that. So I don't believe on crookedness and trying to get rich out of someone, or married to someone who will give me the mansion, will give me the yacht, will give me the Lamborghini. No, I don't need all that. What am I going to do with that? It would be nice, but then it's okay. We don't have to have those things. What we need is the empowerings and the thing that a woman can do to help herself and to be liberated from depending on the suitors. Okay, like in my country, for example, um, young men and women. I think I talked about this before. They depend on their parents to match them and arrange them with the best suitors. And there was no courtship. There's no dating. There's no pre-sex marriage. No premarital premarital sex. So in other words, you don't know if the guy even have his thing or his general or not. So if you marry him, then you're gonna have to take whatever he has. I mean, it's not like America. They said buy the oh no, try the milk before we buy the cow or something like that. Tell me, did I say it right? Anyway, so because there's some kids on here, I have to be nice. So buy the cow before you try the no, buy the milk before you try the cow. And so I'm in that cultures where love and marriage are arranged by parents. So the parents are like sitting you to conceive you. They don't know with boy or girl. We don't know beforehand. And Cambodian believe that they don't want to know beforehand because whether you have a boy or girls, it's unlucky to know a child's sex before it's born. So Cambodian people never wanted to give a child name or recognize a child. Okay, so it just a belief. Okay, so you can say, oh, those believers suck. Yes, I agree with you, but you cannot convince a person believes, or their belief is their belief. All we can do is just show love and respect, and if you don't believe, and then fine, you know. I mean, me, I don't argue. I'm saying, okay, it's your belief. I respect it. Whether it's does it does it make sense to us? We are not here to judge. You know, we don't judge people based on their beliefs. Is their belief, is that what they're growing up with? Then how you change a person's belief? Like I got converted to Christianity. You know, that take a lot of conversion. I went to first. I'm jumping all over. I can't remember how I started the conversation. Oh, the linguistic. So I self-taught Cambodian and Lao, Thai. I went to formal school. English, I went to formal school. I went to high school. I went to college. So that's why I was able to talk to you in English. Okay, so because Cambodians are the originator of the Thai alphabet, so therefore it was easy for me just to self-taught in Cambodian. Now it's easy because they have online classes, like a University of Manoa in Hawaii. They have a linguistic program that you can apply for to go abroad study in Cambodia. I I don't think I qualify for, but I told my sweetheart that maybe one day when I return to Cambodia, I wanted to attend university in Cambodia or the university in Thailand. You know, now before that I have great respect from Thailand, all the things going on. I changed my mind. Maybe it's better for me to go to Cambodia instead of Thailand for because Thai people upset me so much that I didn't even want to go back again until until they are forgiven. Sorry. You know that I'm Thai descent. I was born in Cambodia. So that's my land of birth right there, Cambodia. You know, no one can step on it. Do not step on my home, my birthland. Yeah. It is one of those things. But anyway, so become linguistic and work in the community and respect and loved by many, and my language seemed to excel. The reason I excels and be able to keep it up so well, and because it's I use it regularly. I used to interpret regularly, and I used to help the clients online on whatever they need, you know, for the services. I'll be there to help them with. So I'm constantly on the phone with people. Even I'm not working with the community now, but people still calling on me and asking me for help. And yes, I was gonna tell my audience that I work with the immigration client also. You know, I mean, I can do the green card applications, sponsorships, the citizenships. Yeah, I don't work directly with the Homeland Securities, but I'm familiar with the paperwork, the forms, the process, the fees, and the requirement. Okay. And I'm very familiar with the 100 questions, the citizenship questionnaire. I love it. There's 100 questions. Okay, so it's about the Constitution, it's about the amendment, about the right, human right, and all that. So I know that for a high school kid, they said, "Oh yeah, we learned that too," you know. Yeah, but for the immigrant who in the process of becoming citizenship, they have to learn and remember those by heart, because when they do have appointment to be interviewed by the U.S. USCIS is the United States Immigrations Department, U.S. Department. So when you petition for citizenship or green card, they don't ask you questions, but you have to do, there's a few requirements for you to apply for a green card. When you first come to America, you have I-94 or some kind of formal travel document to get to America. And once you come to America and that you're here legally, you can apply for green cards. Once you qualify for green card for the requirement years, and you meet the requirement, then you can apply for citizenships. And once you apply for the citizenships, if you low income, you can apply for fee waiver or fee reductions. So the separate forms, a lot of forms. Okay, to become U.S. citizen or green cards is a lot of forms. Especially the sponsorship is very complicated. Okay, it's not for everybody. Someone who know what to do, and they can fill it out for you. Other than that, you be going a circle with it because the form are so complicated. But the green card is simple, the shortest form, and have to get medical exam. And then for the citizenship, it's not too bad. It's had about 10, 11 pages, and it's all the information about your history, your bios, and your family, and all that. And if you need interpreting services, and then you have to sign the oath. And then on the back of the form is the oath. Okay, the oath where we sworn into, like the constitutions, whether you support the Constitution, whether you believe in the Constitution, whether you're gonna be loyal, you be faithful, and that you're gonna give up your nationality. In other words, when we became U.S. citizen, we literally take an oath that we have to give up our own nationality, your country you were born in. A lot of people say now, we can do dual citizen. They go to another country and apply for another what do you call it? Another citizenship. And for another word, people can go to Cambodia and apply for dual citizenship in Cambodia, and can get both passport from Cambodia to America. But to me, that's a lot of people in Vietnam do that too, and they told me that they use they say passe, that just the passport, the dual passport that they have. I don't do those things, when I take this one in and take an oath that we can that we will take an oath to serve and protect, and that will be royal to subject to American citizenship, is that we take an oath, and that we will live by the constitutions, and that we have the right to vote, we have the right to rallies, and all the benefit that come as a citizenships. For green card holders, when they travel, they can apply for re-entry permit. The re-entry permit is different than passport. Okay. So re-entry permit is different colors. It's a lot harder to get re-entry permit, because as a citizenship, as a citizen, we have that privilege of applying for a passport, because U.S. passport is honored by many countries. Okay, there's some country now put restrictions since Trump taken over, and people get xenophobias, and they started hating us, and they don't want us to be going to the country, because whatever the sanctions of the tariff, people get butt hurt, so they think that we are the enemy. They no longer open the border to us, and we cannot travel to the country. It's fine by me. If I'm not allowed to travel to any of the country. Crystal, well, good night to you. Okay, thank you for coming on here. Good night. Have a good evening. Where you at? So to me, if I'm banned to go to Thailand, I'm cool. If I'm banned Cambodia, no, they can't, because I'm Cambodian nationality at birth, so they cannot ban me unless I join the coup. You know what the coups are? The people that are trying to overthrow the current governments or the previous governments, so they consider the coup, or the oppositions, or the democratic reforming groups of people. So right now, I don't think overthrowing the government, current government, is a good idea, because let the man finish his mission and get Cambodia out of their out of the turmoil first. Okay, let the man do his work and perhaps maybe give him support. I heard Honorable Hun Sen was saying something. It's just history. Okay. First of all, I'm not Hun Sen supporters because I don't agree with a lot of things he does, But then I have to give the man some credit too, because he did let the country to prosperities and whatever's going on in the political. I don't know, but I have to give him credit though for the thing that he did for the country. I mean, he did a good job, and then the only thing that he messed up probably, with the voting process, and didn't allow other people to have the same opportunity and democratic. I mean, same democratic right where allow party to come in and win the election. Because, like I said, I'm so lacking capacity in Cambodian politics as much as American politics that I seldom take interest to on. Anyway, so I don't know why I'm over here talking politics, but I'm saying that Cambodian is in hot seat for being invaded, and I couldn't talk a whole lot about it because last time I did, my channel got suspended. Somebody reported on me because the country had cyber attack units, a whole bunch of smart kids who can go online and report your channels and shut your channel down, and limit your access to many country. For example, for me, when they limited my audience, I only be able to have access to American audience. I can have access to Thai audience, to any other country. They can go on there and change all that. Okay, so not only that is political war, the conflict in the borders, also cyber war and chemical war. Anyway, so as you see that, I forgot to tell you guys that I'm attaching the wires to the leaves. So what it is that so it's easier to do hand stitch, okay, the needle stitch. And so lucky I got the needle into the eye of the needle so quick. Normally I would like trying to few attempt, because I'm supposed to wear glasses for this, but I, for the past 4 or 5 years or so, I quit myself from depending on the spectacles. If there's a fine line, sometimes I'll use the magnifier to read the comments, stuff like that. But that I don't need it for driving. I only need it for like fine line reading. But anyway, let's go back to Cambodia. So before I have thought about spend my retirement in Thailand, because I have family in Thailand, and I have sent a lot of money for them to buy lands and farms and build houses, and for them, not for me. So I was there last year, and I was speaking to my aunt and my uncle. Said, okay, so I wanted to retire and move to Thailand. Which of the land will you allow me to build my cottage on? I don't want a fancy home. I just want something simple in Thailand. So my aunt, my junior aunt, say, well, this land right here, when you send the money over before your uncle passed away, right here we just turn into like a little garden. But if you like, you can have your house built in the back of my house, which is there's no access to the main road. So in other words, I have to create a human like a foot trail to get to the main roads because that piece of land was like way in the back of my auntie house. So there was no commute road access. It will be just foot trail. That's fine. So at least I know that that's offered to me because actually those land was bought with my family money. We send them a whole bunch of money to buy land. So and then my other uncle, my mom, younger brother, the two of them, one of them just passed away. And this one right here, um, he has been serving in the Senate, one of the council. This is his third term with them. So with the thing going on in Thailand, how Thai people not really like Cambodian people because they got butt hurt, right? So I don't like to talk about it too much. I don't want to jeopardize his life or jeopardize his career. So I didn't say a whole lot about the situation along the border. But my uncle is not like me. My uncle, he's not multilingual like I am. He was a few years older than I am, and he got formal education in Cambodia. In fact, he became Buddhist monk for a few years, but when he became Thai citizen after he evacuated to Thailand, he didn't come to America. My grandparents took him back to their home, their birth towns, and they naturalized Thai naturalizations. My uncles and a cousin, and sent them home to where my grandparents were. They went back to claim their lands and they live there until now. And the leaves, see that? You see this white right here? It just so perfect. Okay, you just get this from the art and craft store. So I have baby green. I also have this tone also, the olive green, because the nature of the leaves, right? Some of them are like brownish, yellowish, greenish, purple-ish. So it depends on what tree you're working on. So uh, that's why you see that leaves it never the same. That's why I don't create the same patterns. So here we go. So I have two tones of leaves, hot greens and olive green. Okay. So I probably need a few more of the leaves because I love leaves because it does help bring the colors and the accents of the flowers. Okay. So I'm gonna probably make another four more. I think that should be enough. 4 or 6 more. Okay. And then I still have 5 more of these flowers here. I'm not done. I'm making 9. Okay, so I'm gonna have 9 flowers. And I was saying earlier that if it's done, I'm gonna crochet a beautiful, not a vase though. This is crystal here. Okay, if you want it on the crystal vase, um, you can just get one. Okay, and then just but my intention is to create a beautiful basket with the styrofoams so that I can so I can create a bouquet. It would be like a nice bouquet, like a basket full bouquet. So if you like it this way, cool. Okay, you just put in a vase and arrange it yourself. But I think if I do it in like a little basket, it'll be nice, with a little handle would be good for Easter. So I was saying also, I got distracted. I was telling you about the yarns. So the features, I mean, this is single thread. Okay, it's good for making doilies. Okay. I have a lot of doilies that I have here. Oh, I'm sorry. I step on my So this is a doily. So this is the pineapple style, the pineapple patterns. Okay, it's beautiful. I think I soda or coffee stain. So it's something that I do, you know, in different patterns. Okay. This can be placemat. And then I have a medium one here that this take a little bit of time here, you know. This for the round table. A lot of those designs here. Okay. So this is kind of thread that we create these kind of crochet. Okay. And then this is here. This is 100% cotton, and it does not stretch. Okay, some of the yarn will stretch. This will stretch right here. See, it's this here is not. I think it's polyester, so it's stretch. With this right here, this brand is pretty pricey. You know, this little spool here, like $4 or $5, and if you do a major project like baby blanket, you have about 20-30 of these to make a baby blanket. And if I do a king size blanket, that's it. I'm gonna spend hundreds of dollars on 100% cotton. Normally, if I do a major project like king size bed cover, which I did a few already. There's a lady that I know from back in the state. She wanted a throw of like a large size, so she paid handsomely. She wanted beautiful tones, and I did the motif heart pattern for her, and she loves it. And I make a few for my sweetheart and my family, and oh, I think I found the needles. I misplaced one also. Maybe the same one I'm just using earlier. So it depends, you know. I mean, for something that big, like the king size bed covers or blanket or what you call it, quilt, it takes some time, you know. You just if you do granny square, you can do a big granny square and work outward until become one big blanket. Or I can assemble it together. The square that I can make whole bunch, a couple hundred of that, and then assemble it. And I have 2 of those, but I don't know where I put them. But I also have 3 of this. So I put it away because I want to preserve it, because that one took like a lot of time to do that, you know. I mean, and the yarn is so small, and it take a long time to finish one project. Okay, so that's why I'm not giving it away. I'm just gonna keep it for one of the children who gonna inherit it if they value it. But now my children started to value my work, especially the baby blanket. You know, I guess it must been that I'm getting older. They feel that the moment that I have here, they have to appreciate it. You know, versus 30 years ago, they don't think about the possibility, you know, even now I don't think about the possibility. I'm gonna live another 200 years. I'll be here crocheting for 400 years. So, uh, birthday cake. Mm. So, yeah, crocheting is my passion. I don't make a living out of this. I do a lot of this for gift, for for rewarding good behaviors, for participation. Because something like this is not. I have not gotten anything this nice from anybody that I know that crochet all this and give it to me. Say for my former mother-in-law, she's no longer here. I think I have a few her doily. I put it away because I love and respect her, so I put a doily away. A small one, cute small one. I'm surprised I don't have it with me. A real cute one. I have one. Um, I put on my hat, on my lampshade. It's beautiful. She also does the needlework. She did the she crochets, she sews, she knits, she did the needlework. She did everything. In fact, I have a few of her needlework. She embroidered. She embroidered the. She didn't finish the. She she passed away before she finished making the precious moment. It's a panel about 18 by 18 by 20, I think. So I still have the panel. I still have the yarn. Now I need to like find time to embroider. I embroider also, you know, hand embroider. I used to embroider flowers and the pillowcase and the handkerchief, you know, personalize their names and do the frills and make a pretty endings, and it's always a beautiful gift. I used to embroider the pillowcase and make it nice. I used to embroider the edge of the towels to give those like beautiful finished look. I know I did a lot of crochets, and I like crocheting over knitting. Okay, so knitting is fun also. You know, I have a whole bunch of um knitting needles. Um, Knitting is also a nice way to but knitting is not. I'm more comfortable with crocheting. Knitting, I can do basic pattern for beanie, for hat, um for scarf. That's all I can do. I don't do socks. I don't do sweater. Those too complicated. I went to school for, but that was complicated to do the chains and the patterns, and I forgot how I've been crocheting for a while. But I can do basic knitting. Um, but with the crochet, I can create like marvelous, interesting patterns. I really enjoyed it because I had advanced so much in my crochet skill, that because I take a little more interest into it. Like making this flower here, it took me some time to create the patterns. You know, I tried different technique, different pattern finally. So I have to download the natural image of the flowers and learn and study the anatomies of the flowers. Only this part here was a lot skinnier, but I have to cover on the bottom here. So this is probably the only part that was like, you know, that need to skin. But I don't care. I like the way it is. Okay. It doesn't have to be exact. symbolically. The reason I chose this flower here, I think I talked about that yesterday. I mentioned a little bit about that the other day, that this is called Pka Rom Dual. Okay, Rom Dual is the name of this flower here. This flower here is related to magnolia flowers. Okay, magnolia like have that beautiful um, lotus look, and like grow in the big trees, and some of them is pink. The pink one is little. It smelled really nice, but magnolia, the big magnolia, the yellow or the white magnolia, it doesn't smell as sweet. So this is belong to the magnolia family, Cambodian called champaka. Oh no, I'm sorry, Romdul. Champaka is the other flowers. I think I have it here. I put it in my pocket because it smells so good. It smells so sweet. It's all with it. I picked it yesterday. I put it in my pocket because either put it in my pocket, I wear in my hair. So I just love the smell of that sweet perfume. Okay. So the reason I crochet Pka Rom Dual, you know that the things going on in Cambodia, I want to honor Cambodia with their native flowers. So this flower here, it represent Cambodia flower. You can see this carved on the wall of Angkor Wat Temple, or Privy Temple, or Pasat Tamon Temple. These, it's represent Cambodian flower. So that's why I'm making this. I'm just doing the honors of my country. So it does remind me of Buttercup, because Buttercup had the same color, though it's different. It's a different leaves and petals, but it reminds me of Buttercup when I see this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just honoring my country by crocheting Pka Rom Dual. And Pka Rom Dual is also very popular name for girls, a woman. I have clients, not clients. No, I have clients and I have family member that name Rom Dual. Malik is a jasmine. Champa is a champaga. And then I feel the other name, but Rom Dual, Champa, and Malik, like those three. Nagri is not considered. Nagri is not considered one of the noble name, but the noble name would be Rom Dual. This flower here, Malik. A champaga is just, it don't look good right now, but but it's that long, skinny ivory color. So this champaga here is rare in this country, but in California, my family grew this, okay, and had big trees, and with this champaga flower here, you know, the fresh one, you can sell this like hot cake. You can sell just maybe a few of these flowers for $3 or $5. So if you have a big tree of this, there's a Cambodian lady that I know in Fresno. I used to live in Fresno for a few years, excuse me. Oh, she had a big tree of champaca. So you know what she does each season, because this right here, it grew when I had it. It gave flowers in early spring up until about May, and it had a recession because the temperature changed, and then it came back. I started harvesting these last month up until now. I still have a few more blossom to go. So this lady in Fresno who had this huge champaca tree, she made thousands of dollars per season because she had a big tree. So it just grew a lot of flowers. She harvested and she arranged it in the little leaves, and she sell on the market. And women love champaca because it reminds them of home, where back home champaca grew in the public places, monastery, Buddhist temple, and had some rich home. But they believe that champaca should not be growing at home because it has that energy of a goddess energy, so it's supposed to be placed in the monasteries and pagoda and some government building to like uplift the spirit, uplift the energy. But I grow one at home. I bypass everything. So far I enjoyed it. So whatever the folklore beliefs are, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing with the Rom Dual. I don't have Rom Dual, okay? Rom Dual. I don't know how I'm going to smuggle Rom Dual flower to or seed to grow here in America. I have not seen anyone who had Rom Dual yet. If it does, it'll be in Hawaii. It will be in what state that likely to have Rom Dual? Probably Florida, or even someone in California may have it already. My my friend who went to Cambodia, she brought back some moringa seed. I don't want to have to smuggle moringa seed for. I have it here, but I haven't grown it. The moringa. They believe that moringa has all kind of medicinal value. Everybody rushed to get moringa. So you know what moringa is. You can Google it. Um, um, so I asked him, come, how do you get the seed past the custom? Because normally you have to claim it, declare it at the custom. Why don't you tell me, I know how to get things done. Last time when I went to Thailand first time, my uncle was packing my luggages, and they sent all kind of dry fruits and dry food. Yeah, so I was happy with that because they don't have money to give us back, so they're always making sure that I have something to bring home. So my aunt um my aunt make me a lot of mango, a lot of hydrated mangoes, a lot of vegetable, a lot of fruits. So they pack it up and put in my luggage. I have 2 luggages. So so I think of nothing when I arrive in San Francisco, where's the port of entry for, no, sorry, in Los Angeles. So if you travel from certain part of the country, you have to go through certain custom. If you leave the country and come home, you have to go certain U.S. custom so that they can clear your luggages. So I went through the machine. There was a signal that there was some seeds in it. So the U.S. custom asked for the key and opened it, and they said that I failed to declare of the vegetation of seeds. I said, what seed? So when they go through the luggages, there was pumpkin seed. I said, pumpkin seed? What would I want pumpkin for? So when you said, Miss Ann, you either declare, pay the fine, or you discard it. I said, throw the hell away. Why would I want pumpkin seed for? There's more pumpkin here in U.S. and so I called up my uncle when I got home and said, why do you put a pumpkin seed in my luggage for? I said, well, I thought that you need some pumpkin seeds so you can grow at home. So I said, no, we have more pumpkin here in America than the whole Thailand. So you always got me in trouble. Well, we don't know. My family don't know that there's certain things that we cannot bring to America, like seeds and other food products, right? So my friend said, no, she got the moringa seed. I said, oh, girl, you're a lucky girl. When I went to overseas, when I come back, the Homeland Securities or the what you call those people, the agriculture checkpoints, the TSA, whatever they call themselves, the customs. They have dogs. The sniffing dogs is nothing gone undetected. They be calling, the dog. So yeah. So I called my uncle and said, please do not pack anything for me. It's so funny. Pumpkin seed. Of all the fruit in the world, pumpkin seeds. Yeah. So, so when I went to Vietnam, so I went to Vietnam. I bought my family at the time cannot afford anything, so they sent the fermented fish, some dry shrimp, some dry fish, some dry turnip. The stinking food is all in. They wrapped it, they put in the luggage and sent with me, and then they sent a taxidermy creature. I can't remember what it was, and hummock. Do you know that the TSA? I mean the custom. I think either was taking when I went through the Vietnamese custom, or it was taking, if it's taking in America, they will let you know that they're taking something from your luggage, right? You stand right there and said, okay, you failed to declare certain things, certain items, certain foods, certain products. They will tell you, they will remove in front of you. But I think the Vietnamese custom stole it and take it out because those have values, you know, those taxidermy little creature. I can't remember what it was. I don't know why my family wanted to send some taxidermies. So I purchased some painting from Cambodia of the Apsara dance. It was I still have it. I haven't even framed it up yet. It was a beautiful Apsara dance. So so I carry check in with me, and when I was at the custom, they took my painting from me, and they used the sharp object to scrape the paint. So I said, "Oh, excuse me, what are you doing?" So the custom said that, well, we just want to make sure that this real paint is not raw opium. What the? Raw opium? People smuggle raw opium in form of paint? Is that Miss In? We see it all. Just let us do our job. Well, as long as you don't puncture my painting, you'll be fine. Okay, I mean, you're using that little pocket knife scraping the paint off my painting. That ain't cool. So they have to do the sample. So they remove a little bit of the paint from the painting and they spray certain chemical, and they test it whether it's narcotic or not. I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness. So did people really, you know, maybe there are stuff like that. So they pretty well aware of what's going on. Hey, CC. I'm just all over today. There's no subject, no topic. Because I had advanced a little bit. Because you went here, so I made these beautiful leaves. So I have 2 tone of leaves here. So I make good progress though. You know, I got 4 flowers going. I still have 5 more. Remember, I have 9. So I never know. Maybe this will go home to you because you've been such a royal fan to me. So let me know. So yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for beautiful home, people who like have real love for Cambodian flowers. Okay, not just anybody, someone who loves Cambodian flowers. Okay, because you can love rose, you can love orchid, you gotta love Cambodian flower to take it home. So that way you're not gonna go throw it away in the trash. While I spend hours and days on this thing. If I know anybody throw away my product, that's it. I disown you. I'm not gonna talk to you ever again. That's it. Done. They would say, don't come out to me, meaning don't talk to me. So, you know, it's a little kid birthday. So look at my cake bowl. And sometimes grandkids they just go to the nearest stop. They don't look. Whatever they can grab from the grab, they just, that's what they do. Love the grandkids. So I was all over today. I talked a little bit about camp. Talk a little bit about the languages. What else I talk about? I talk so many things. I don't remember what I talk about. I must being old. Anyway, so So yeah, so I was doing the leaves. I still have 5 more of these to finish the flowers. Um, Once it's done, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a lot more flowers than I and yeah, I don't know what my next project. Oh, my next project would be a little girl that relate to my grandson, his sister. And when she was here, she saw me doing la boo boo, and she saw me doing la boo boo. And her little cousin, my granddaughter here, she has la boo boo. She had a lot of la boo boo. So I know that she want one, but I don't think they want to spend $100 to get one for her. Well, I don't know what the price of la boo boo is, a real one. So when she saw me crochet, and she was online the other day. I agree with you. Now, let me go back to CC. CC said um, that there are so many beautiful flowers in Cambodia. You know, CC, there are. In America, for example, orchids are not American flowers. Okay, it's imported from Mexico, imported from. I'm sure that it grew in Alaska and anywhere with the rainforest. It grow in the rainforest environment because orchid is parasite. It grew off from another trees. It does not, well, there's a few species that grow from earth, from dirt. But orchid this out here, it grew on another tree. Like in Cambodia, if I go to the mangrove, to the dense wood, dense jungle, this orchid grow crazy. And in the day when I was young, I don't know anything about orchids. I thought it was a pretty flower along with the monkeys. Because in Cambodia there's deep forest and undisturbed, untouched. But my grandfather, he has orchard that he slashed and burned, and it's a land that he is unclaimed. So my grandfather slashed and burned, and it was so fertile and so rich. So my grandfather, in order to get to his farm, his farm, we have to go through that little dense wood where monkeys and big trees with honey, honey comb dangling, and the monkeys. And I remember when the monkey was so. I'm always be like walking ahead of my grandpa because I don't like when the monkeys see human. It attack. It sometimes it come down to attack human. So I never like to get attacked by the monkeys. I'll be running ahead of my grandpa, and my grandpa has his machete with him, um, and the monkey never come near him. I think they know him, but when they see a little girl walking, they say, "Oh, let me go scare her." So Cambodia had too many monkeys. All kind of monkeys. Okay. So then when we walk through that part, the wooden part, then my grandfather has this beautiful orchards where he had all kind of fruit grow there. And there are other farmers there too, the gardeners and the farmers are there too, and slash and burn and grow all kind of fruits and vegetables. So my family never have to buy anything, say for medicines or medical treatment. But we live so far away from the hospital if we never get medical treatment. But there's medicine men in the village, or the midwife, who or the herbalist, or even the doctors who reside in the area, and he does administering the vaccinations and pay him for his medical services. It's expensive. Oh, really? The monkey? You know, I have a story to tell about monkeys. Okay, you know that I live a long time. That's why I have a lot of story. If I were to write a book, it'll be like it'll be this thing, all the story that I encountered. So in the village where I live in, it's considered a Thai village because all my ancestors migrated from Thailand and found that Cambodia has such fertile land, slash and burn, and pay tax on it, and pay commission on it, and measure the land, and claim it, and sometimes pay for it, and sometimes it just like you just pay tax on it and pay commission on it, and you can farm as long as you want. And if you farm so long already, it's become your own land, and you don't have to buy it, just like indigenous people who be on here from the first originated people. They own everything, they don't have to purchase from anybody. That's how it was in the day. So my family never have to buy a lot of land. There's a slash and burn and claim and pay commission on it, or sometimes for free, because it was underpopulated at the time. So Thai people are free to migrate and do well. And now they say that, well, Cambodia is Thailand, belong to Thailand, so they want it back. Of course, they have to go through the minefield first. Yeah, so let me tell you about the monkey story. So in the village where I live in, majority of them are my families, my great uncle, my grandfather family, his brother and sisters, and my grandmother family. My great grandparent was still alive when I was a little girl. So the little village called Ta Han is the name of the grandpa. They called Ta is grandpa, Han is his name. Ta Han. Han mean a hand, hand for us is the hand, but his name Tahan. So the whole Tahan there is known as Thai village, and Cambodian people like they watch because it was a prosper village, because you can tell by which part of the town is prospered by the side of the roof. If the roof is made out of golden clay, or what do you call this kind of roof? The Thai roof, okay, yellow Thai roof. It's because Cambodia don't have modern Thai roof like here in the US, but it's made out of a terracotta, so it's a little earthy tone. So you can look by into the Cambodian family how wealthy they are by the color of their roof. So if anyone who has the Thai roof or the terracotta roof, meaning that they have money, they can afford the Thai roof. If it's tin roof, if the roof is made out of bamboo thatch or from leaves, then they're not as well. But don't get wrong though. Those people have their own farmland. They have farmland that they can live on. Though they may not have the fancy terracotta roof, it's self-sufficient because it's abundant. There's a fish, there's games, there's vegetable, the wild fruit and vegetable growing everywhere. In fact, that's how I remember that we don't have to buy anything. We have so much, and at a time, I don't even care for anything. So that's how I grew up knowing that. So in the village, there was a monkey. So my grandfather brother owned a monkey. The monkey is a little mischievous, so he have to be kept on the rope because he be too much. Though he was tame, but he's very mischievous. So he was tied down to a tall columns. Okay, so or to a tree. If I remember well, it was it's not a coconut tree. It was tamarind trees. It's a big tree. So my great uncle never home. My grandfather, I call him my grandfather brother. I call him grandpa also because they're in that age of right, multiple book. I want to finish one I'm writing right now. CC, I'm writing a book called Rising Lotus, a book that to help motivate and empowering my woman. So I have a couple more chapters to do because now I got distracted, almost like I'm giving myself excuse not to finish the book. So I really have to sit down and focusing instead of doing talking. I can write book because I'm I have two more chapters on the book that I'm writing right now. Okay, so when it come out, I'll let you know. It'll be electronic. It'll be what you call it, printing or even electronic. So go back to the monkey story. So this monkey is so mischievous. So in Cambodia in the day you have traders come with goods and from Burma, from the neighboring country. He come with the oxen cart or the horse cart or or on foot. And the monkey will always come down and greeted people who come in the village. Um, Sometimes he just takes something, food or some item away, and he'll just climb the trees and he won't come down. So one day, my grandma, the wife of my grandpa. So the monkey learned everything the human do, right? So one day he was let out and he went into the kitchen and he know how to use the lighter. We have the match. We don't have simple lighter like we do here, only match. So he went to the to the match and he burned my grandpa home, because not the whole house. The kitchen area is like the attached to the home. It's made out of bamboo, bamboo thatch, a bamboo wall, bamboo cover. So no, he lit the whole kitchen on fire and almost caught the big house because my grandpa was out in the field and was the neighbor who saw the fire and helped out the fire and put the fire out. And I don't know what happened to the monkey. Maybe I can't remember what happened to the monkey, because in the day people eat monkey for real. So no, I do not eat monkey. Yeah. I don't even like monkey, so let alone eating monkey. No. But then yeah, Cambodian people eat monkey like they eat like rabbit, like chicken. Yeah, because the monkey was overpopulated. So I guess some older generation do eat monkey, eat snake, eat tiger. I don't remember tiger, but I remember python. They ate python. They ate That's why I don't eat snake. I don't eat frog. I don't eat monkey. I don't even like eel. So because I learned all this happened in Cambodia, I was I stick with chicken or fish. I'm good with that. Anyway, so the monkey, I think they ate the monkey. So, but there's a few other story about the monkey too. I mean, Cambodian people raise monkey for, I don't know for a reason, but to why let them free in the wilderness. And then a lot of Cambodian people raise monkey as a child. This lady, I saw her on TikTok. She was taking care of them, the girl monkey, the woman monkey, the female monkey, and she had a little boyfriend, and they produced offspring, and she make them the cutest dress. I know. That's why they call monkey. Monkey are pretty smart, though. Like in China, in certain country, they pay handsomely to have the monkey brain for the appetite, because they believe that if they consume monkey brain, that's gonna help enhance their intellect. What's the term? They think that by eating monkey, they believe that monkeys are the smartest kind of animals. If they eat the brain of the monkey, meaning that it's gonna help them get smarter or something like that. I don't know about that. That's crazy. But they do though, in certain country. If you watch documentary, you don't believe me, you can go Google right now. You see how many countries they eat raw monkey brain or cooked monkey brain or Stir-fry monkey brain, I don't know, but they do eat monkey brains. They even eat fetus too, human fetus. It's like eat human fetus will help them stay young and gorgeous. But they do. I'm not going to mention any country because they're going to attack me here on my line. So I'm not going to mention any country, but I know the country where they eat fetus, where they eat human, um, where they eat all kind of animals, dog, cat, name it. But the few countries that are proud of eating canine, though, you know, I mean, so as many of you know that I was married to Pka Rom person. He's Cambodian, born in Vietnam, like me. I'm Thai descent, born in Cambodia. So I got to connect with his family in Sok Trang in South Vietnam. I think I told the story already. So my first trip was 1992. This is before the before U.S. and American even have diplomat. Maybe they do, but it's not like they don't trust each other. As we came out from the Vietnam War, the relationship had gone sour, right? I mean, American don't really trust Vietnam. Vietnam don't need American anymore because we came in such a bad term for the North and the South. We're supporting the South, but the North was really upset about it. So my first trip to Vietnam was interesting because somebody just went online. I think I talked about this before, about a laboratory. So it was like 21 hours of in the air, though I make transitions and switch flight twice, one from US and another country, either in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, or Philippines, and connect flight to Vietnam or Cambodia. So I mean, and connect with his family. We recognize each other from pictures finally, from like 20 hours of flight to about another 6 hours of road trip. So, well, I'm saying this. So, it's such a long trip, so I need to go to the bathroom. So, I indicate to my family that I need to go to the bathroom. So my sister-in-law summoned the driver to pull over. So they pull over on the secluded street, like a farm going through the rice field. So I look around and I'm looking for 7-Eleven now, okay? I'm looking for mobile. I'm looking for Exxon. I'm looking for a gas station. You know, I've been in America a long time. I've forgotten all the crappy stuff. So I pull over and I'm looking around. I said, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. So my sister-in-law said, no. Huh? No. So she was pointing her lips and no mean there. No, there. So I follow her lip, no. It's a canal. And there was a little cubicle with a piece of log going to it. And it was like a little cover. It was no shelter, it's no cover. It was just like a little 4x4 kind of structure. And I look, no. So I responded, no, I mean there. So I respond, no, there. Okay. So, you know me, I'm from Cambodia. I know how to go behind bush because we don't have fancy lavatory toilet like we do here. Okay, everything have to go on the ground. You covered it, or there's a homemade toilet or what have you. Okay, so I climb over the little log. You know, it's about this big, and some rail so that you don't fall into the ditch. So look over into the little nook, you know, that little cubicle, you know, there was like, it's two logs between it and there's a hole between it. So I got an idea of what it's for. So I looked down. To my surprise, they're fishes. So somebody was making a comment about that. We have a discussion. So um, this another kid came on here. It was so funny. So he said, "Are you talking about a poopy fish?" I can't figure out what he was talking about until I said, I got offended first. He said, "Yeah, are you cooking poopy fish today?" You know, he mentioned about my cooking. He said, "Why is he making such a negative comment while I'm cooking um, poopy fish?" So I finally said, "Can you explain to me a little bit what you're talking about?" "Oh, because you were telling me about the trip to Vietnam that you have to take a shit on the little cubicle and that the fish were eating the crap." So I wasn't taking a dump. I need to go let out my number two. No, number one. Which one? I need to go pee pee. So yeah. So no, but in Cambodia we do not do it in the water. We do it on the ground. We make hole, okay, under the ground. We don't do it for to feed the fish. We don't need to do that. So that's why when I shop at the Asian store, if any product from Vietnam, I'm sorry, Vietnamese people, forgive me. So I carefully read the instruction. I will read the menu. If it's from that kind of regions, no, thank you. Okay. And no, they sell in the market. You know, I mean, the fish eat the poop, poop eat the fish, and then it go into the little cycle. It's called the cycle of life, where yes, fishes. Oh, you know what? In a lot of country, they use human feces, cow dung, and to fertilize their crops also. During Khmer Rouge, you know, they force a lot of human to work on the human feces and turn into fertilizer. Believe me or not, you know, I mean, a lot of country. I'm not gonna mention name because they're gonna block me. Um, I know I mentioned Vietnam country because I did that before. I was cool with that, but because it's true though, you know, they can strike me all they want, but I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth about other country also, you know. But sometimes they don't like to hear the truth. They'd rather block you and torture you in that manner. So then go further because I arrived like maybe late noon. By the time I got there, it was hot and it was humid and hot. And go through Ho Chi Minh City was like not in Saigon, no, it's in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. I think that belonged to the north. Ho Chi Minh City is belong to the south capital of Vietnam. So so we went to the rest stop, which is the canal, the bathroom on the canal. And further down there was a restaurant, and further down there was food vendor. So we're just driving, and sometimes we take a rest. Just to my family like to buy stuff from the vendor on the street. So I saw, fascinate me was this big jar like this, like a lemonade jar, and there was coil of snakes, a lot of snake filling up the jars. And I said, So I asked my sister-in-law, I said, "Mom, what is that? No, what is that?" I said, "Oh," he said, "that's a liquor." Liquor. I said, "Yeah, that's a medicinal liquor." But people believe that they fermented snake in the white wine over times, and it's supposed to, what you call this thing? It's supposed to be good for the body, you know, so for the brain especially. So he said, "Would you like to try that?" No, thank you. So it was expensive though, you know, especially if there's cobra in it, you know, I mean, it just coiled around and filled up the jar, and then there was liquid coming out of it as a ferment. So they used the rice vine, fermented the snake over time until it's like reach maturities where they can make money out of it. So I'm like, no, because I don't drink alcohol. I'm cool, especially the snake. I'm fine. No. So So then we go further down. So this is where the dog market, I mean, okay. I love dog, but when I broke down to cry because literally in Vietnam, in the village, men will go out at night with their lantern and they go hunt for dog, not hunt for deer, not hunt for snake, they hunt for dog because dog meats are consumed normal in their country. They make curry, they make soup, they make spicy dish, they make a curry, they make all kind of dish. They even have roasted dog. So here we go. I am at this stall, a few stalls that had dog meat, um, dog food, right? So then you know how when they cook the meat, I mean, they should have beheaded, be head, be hand, be leg. No, they leave the head and the teeth. I'm like, I'm like, that was like nightmare. I'm sorry, it was nightmare for me. So I'm like, so that was not enough. When I get to the village, that's what people cook too. And no, no, thank you. So I just stick with the vegetable. So it's their cultures, okay? It's their legacy. It's their special meal. It's it's expensive, especially if certain species of dog that are rare species. Those are like something that you cannot afford, only for the rich and for the dignitarian who can afford hundreds to pay for that type of meat. I mean, for me, I'm okay. Pass. So when I went to the village with my family, who are Thai of Cambodian descent, but they live in Vietnam, like a lot of immigrants who from another country live here in U.S. So yeah, they were consuming dog meat left and right. I'm like, I said, do not serve me with the bowl, with the dishes. You guys serve your 4 leg of meat with it, okay? So I went to the market and bought myself some dishes that's not. So I tell them that I don't have nothing against you guys eating whatever it is, but I'm not accustomed to it, so I'm fine with it. I'm just watching them enjoying it, I mean, especially men when they sit down in a throng of men eating their delicacy, drinking and laughing and cheer away. I'm like, so I have to learn. I have to learn to accept the culture and the food. And from my perspective, I'm okay. I respect them. If that they're growing up eating, then that's part of their cultures, and we have no right to judge. All we can do is say no, thank you, no, thank you. Because but then in some part of Cambodia they do eat dog too. So I'm not gonna say that Cambodian don't eat dog, but there's some part of the Cambodian that do eat dog. And I'm not gonna say that Cambodian are all good and righteous. No, they're not. But you cannot condemn them because during the Pol Pot or before the Pol Pot, people had no food, so they just eat whatever walk across their face. You need to survive, then if you have to eat another human, they'll eat another human. And that's another story that led to that human eat human just in America when the plane plunging on the whatever the mountain that was, and they got stuck in the cold and they had no food, end up eating one another, eating the crash um, victim, because they were traveling on the top of the mountain, and it was in winter, it was cold, they had no food, they had no water supplies, so this dead body. So what they do to survive? Yeah. So we cannot judge people for circumstances, for their cultures, practices, for their beliefs. All we can do is just watch and learn and be informed and be educated. As a chef, I do mindful because I cook what I enjoy eating. Like I said, I still have one eel in the freezer. It was the ocean eels, and I I don't I don't like eel, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. If I cook, I have to find someone to eat it, so I don't know if my mom gonna eat it. My mom don't like eel neither, and I don't think children gonna like eel because American kids are not typical Asian food consumer. They They're like American food. They're like the typical American food. When I say typical, it's very typical. Okay, no eel, no frog, no catfish from Cambodia, no nothing, but the typical everyday survival, everyday consumption. So same for me. 'Cause, I know the bamboo rat, the farm rats are being consumed regularly. And that's fine, you know. If they, that's the way they depopulate those creatures, those critters, then do. I wish to do that in New York, you know, so the way we don't have so many rat running in the sewage. If people start eating them, they'll be depopulated. It'll be good, you know, roasted on the open fire and then just enjoy. That's what they do in China and Cambodia and Burma in the country. They enjoy those sort of food. And it's okay. I mean, in the Bible, God said that you eat certain creatures, certain animals, certain domestic animals, but you know, certain things He said that eat moderately, meaning that don't make a habit of eating it. Just eat to survive. You know, if eating another human to survive, then I don't know. You know, I don't know what to do. If I'm and in that situation where there's no food and be stuck in the cold, don't know when the help gonna come, and then you to stay alive, and that you're gonna have to look at the corpse laying next to you, and then light the fire and barbecue. I don't know how it was consumed. I have to go back and read it. This story is a long time ago where one American airline um, took a plunge in the top of the mountain somewhere. I can't remember what mountain it was, but then there was no rescue come to them until like days later, and in order to survive, and the survivor have to eat the corpse next to them, and that's the truth. I'm not even prefabricated stories. That's American stories. You think that eating monkey brain is bad? You know, I mean, come on now. Okay, if you're not in that, if you're not in that situation, you're not in that predicament, don't. You know about that one? You did? You know that's based on true story, the plane crash. No, I think the plane crash. The movie didn't make it look so desperate, you know, but it was scary. But then the question is, will you, if you find yourself in that situation? For me, I survived a lot of crazy stuff. Okay, if I were to be in that situation, I will look at the direction of the sun, where the sun rise and sun set. Okay, and then you have to study the location. Maybe go on the top higher mountain to look for the village, to look for existing communities. I'm not going to sit there. If I'm not injured, I would have tried to do anything. I would try to burn, to build fire. You know, there must be firewood, must be something existed. You know, before I have to eat another human. I don't know if I want to eat a human. I might look for alternative food. I might looking for rabbit, deer, perhaps bear. You know, well, I don't know how to get bear, but the bear gonna eat us anyway. So what's the chance of us get bear to become our dinner, right? So I will look for the next in line for food item. Okay, but another human, you know. But then this and that, you know, we can survive without food for at least a week or two, but we cannot survive without water. But then snow is pure snow, so you can eat snow to stay alive. But then who know, maybe just a whole bunch of young Americans who doesn't have experience, or any, I'm not just saying American, maybe young people don't have the experience, the survival experience, and they don't know how to stay alive and stay survive by doing certain things, because maybe they were injured, maybe they were just in shock, you know, because how many people on the plane? What, 280, 240 some people, and only a few survived, and you see dead bodies scattered everywhere, and That's already like a scary scene already, let alone there's no food, no water. Maybe when the plane crashed and all the luggage just flew and all the food just flew out of the plane, there's nothing left, you know. But then for me, I was I would look for alternative before that even happened, you know. And I know that the rescue will come and search for, because of um, the black box, and they can trace with the plane. But that might take a long. I can't remember how many days. That was probably more than a few days. That's why people started to get desperate and hungry and started eating one another. That was true story. I'm not gonna tell you a lie on that. Anyway, so we're talking about food. So that's food consumed around the world. You know, people consume all kind of food, you know, that you wouldn't imagine. I learned more and more about my country too, that they consume things that I never knew is consumable. When I look at some of the chef, some of the cook, and they're doing for the cooking demo, doing the cooking content, they cook thing that's not even making sense. They have millions of followers, you know. I'm like, not followers, millions of viewers. I'm like, people are not looking to eat whatever they're cooking. They're just looking to entertain, to like to when they learn about it, they're not friendly about it. You know, they make all kind of uh, race, racial comment. They xenophobia. You know, they spread hates and nasty comments. For me, I couldn't handle that kind of comments. You know, I mean, oh, it was on a you watched on a documentary. What year was that, Cece? Remember? I don't remember. I know that it must be around 1979 or somewhere between there, huh? I don't remember how many people survived. I might research into it also. It sounds interesting. I know I read something about it many years ago. That's why it's still in my memory, but I don't remember the exact numbers of people survivors and exact location. But I just remember that was an incident because I'm talking about food around the world and how people eat different things, and especially, you know, fish eating poops and poop eating fish eating poop, and people eating the fish who eat poop. So it's like go in a circle, you know. But in the during the Khmer Rouge, it was worse because the reason I know about it because I left before the Khmer Rouge taken over in 1974. The Khmer Rouge didn't take over Phnom Penh, the city, the capital city of Cambodia, until like I think in July of 1975. I left probably in March, April 1974, across the border to my grandparent homeland. So that's how I was saved. So I never have to go through the killing field, the work camps, and all that. I didn't witness any of the major event, the killing, the genocide, but majority of my families were persecuted and killed, and because the Thai descent. So when the Khmer Rouge did the ethnic cleansing, they came to the village of my family and took down everybody. I had an uncle who survived, and that's how I learned. That's how I learned the event from him. He got shot a few times, but he came to America before I do because he was injured. So the Red Cross brought him to America in 19. I think he crossed the border in 1977. So there's a shrapnel that hit certain part of his major organs that cannot be removed. So even coming to America, they didn't remove the shrapnel because it was too dangerous to remove it. So they just left it alone. So my uncle is still survived, still alive now. He's in his 80s. He just went to Cambodia before the conflict along the border. So yeah, so I do have respect for people who eat food that are not regular food item consumptions. But what I am appalled was some of the cooking content that make our country look bad. You know what I mean? Where certain food, certain items that we don't eat or don't cook, but then they turn it to like a viral videos. to make to get the viewer, to get the benefit. But then they didn't realize that, that's not even real food. That's not even how food started. That's not how people prepare the food, eat the food, the type of animal, the type of creatures, type of type of creatures that we don't consume regularly. God made all kind of animals, but then He didn't say that eat cat, eat dog, eat cat, eat snake, eat frog, eat toad, eat whatever. No, but then human figured out that as long they can catch it, they eat it. I'm like, okay, but then just just be sure that it it does not make you make it a viewer, but it doesn't mean that it's it has any meaning to the food item. It's not edible. It's not in the history of food making. You just make it up because you found that what you were doing attracting people attention. People like to watch crazy stuff. I mean, here I do decent cooking. How many people tune in versus people who do crazy stuff like cooking, like cook the shoe, cook the eat the what you call it, eat the slipper. It's like become like a viral stuff. I don't get it. Do I need to do that? No. It will take me 10 years to get somewhere. I'm cool. I'm fine. If I never get there, it'll get there as long I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, so I don't have to cook. I don't have to cook sandals. I don't have to cook any kind of nasty cooking that's not even in the cooking definition. That's out of my belief. That's out of my principle as far as making food. Because to me, I'm not just cooking. I promote health. I promote education and knowledge about certain food, about certain vegetable. I introduce it to the world. Because if I were to go to a certain country, I'm not familiar with certain food item. I want to know and how it's prepared, how it's consumed. So that's the whole purpose. For me to put something on the pans and fries like crazy, no, I don't know how to do that. Put like the live rat in the deep fries and then make a sandwich out of it. No, I don't do that. And there was one disturbed content. This is for the AIs even created it. So there was one disturb. I'm not going to mention name. This lady was caught eating raw chicken. I mean the chicken, unplugged chicken. She just ripped the chicken, the real chicken, and it's not even chicken. It was a rooster. She just ripped the rooster with the feather on. I'm like, what's wrong with you? This is from AI, okay, about 7-9 years ago, before AI thing, where all this computer generated um, make believe stuff, she was eating raw chicken. It's not just any chicken. It was like chick, unplugged chicken. I mean, come on, girl. At least pluck it first. Feather it first. Oh, like nasty thing. I seen people who did a lot of nasty stuff. Well, I mean, it was entertaining. People tune in like crazy because they like, you see the eye, the lip open at the same time, and like, and then they choke themselves with um, with the stuff that they're gonna bring it out from their stomach because it churn. When you see something that nasty, it causes your stomach to churn so badly you just want to gag out. That's when you know that it's not real food consumption. Though those I saw majority of people where they go to Cambodia, Thailand, and they sample durian. Durian is that pungent fruit, but it's not affordable though. I mean, this pungent fruit is pricey. Probably one of the fruit that is probably one of the most expensive fruit in the region, in Cambodia, in Thailand, in Laos, in Vietnam, and I don't know what else that in China too. I think I don't know about Japan, but I'm sure for China. Probably in Malaysia and Burma as well. I'm not sure about. Um, I never seen any of the rain that thorny, stinky fruits. Big though, it's about 5, 10, 15 pounds. but it's not as big as jackfruit. The jackfruit can weigh anywhere from 10 pounds to 45 pounds. You know, jackfruit's like the biggest jackfruit. It's thorny too, but the difference between the jackfruit and the rain is that the rain is spikier. You know, I mean, the out layer of the rain will hurt you. So it's very thorny, and the thorn is so thick, so dense that it's just like if you smash on someone's face, that's it, done. And then the pungent of the creamy, the yellowish flesh of the durian, like when you open it, it worse than like smelling like 100-year-old sock. Okay, I mean for American is for American complainer, it's like nasty as fruit. But then it, you know, I mean once you get used to it, they will want some more. Sometimes they go to that region just to have the rain, just like my friend did. My Cambodian friend, she went to Cambodia. She just came back just a couple of weeks ago. She said that she spent a day at the durian farms and ate the most durian. She gets fresh pick from the farm, and she enjoys it. And she called me and she video FaceTime me and said, "Mom," you know, in like attempted way. Look, Mom, look. So I'm like, thanks a lot. Bring some. No, she can't bring any. But one, she bring without seed. She can bring the flesh of it. I said, don't bring it. You know, they have them over here too. It's a little expensive, but they have it. It's frozen one. But for the jackfruit, it's a lot bigger. But jackfruit had like very pleasant, very sweet fragrance. It's not like durian when you open it up, like, you know. But for the jackfruit, the big one with the tiny, busy, thorny design out layer of the rinds, when you open it up, you smell like, oh, you just want some more. You know, it's just like that sweet smell, and you can tell by the fragrance of it. If you walk by jackfruit, okay, the ripened jackfruit, the natural ripened jackfruit, you can smell it. Your nose will lead you to where the jackfruit is. Okay, the rain, the same thing. But then if it's harvest before time, and you don't really smell it because the unripened fruit does not have the natural fragrance. But remember when the jackfruit is ripened from the tree and it's split open. When it's split open, oh, that one is so good. It's like the best thing ever, because jackfruit, when it's ripened, the flesh of the jackfruit expanded, and then if we don't harvest on time, and the seed want to grow, so when the seed put pressure on the gas, I think pressure, so the skin split, the rind split to make room, extra room for the seed from and for the sweet taste of jackfruit. So if you don't know what jackfruit is, Google it. And if you go to Asian store, this is seasoned with. When I went to the neighborhood grocery store here, the Filipino grocery store here, they have jackfruit, but they don't have the rain. But if I go to the Vietnamese or Chinese supermarket, they have everything. They have soursop, they have custard, they have custard apples, they have mangosteen, all the exotic lychee, rambutan, all kind of bananas, all kind of melons, all kind of jackfruit and durians, and name it, all the exotic fruit they have them. If it's not fresh, then it's frozen. It's a little pricey, you know. I mean, when I went to this grocery store, it's Japanese grocery store. No, it was one of Oriental grocery store, and they have this nice melons. It was sweet melon, so it cost about $80, sweet melons, and it came in a nice fancy box, fancy wrap. So I mean, that was my first time visiting that market. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, that market has that exotic melons. No, sweet melon. It was cantaloupe. Cantaloupe and honeydew. Cantaloupe, I think it was. I think I have the videos of it. So it was $70.99. So it's like, okay. So my sweetheart and I, we went through there. We're like, you want to see how it looked like? So I mean, the box has already been open. People want to know how the $80 fruit looked like, you know. So I don't know who would pay $80 for sweet melons. Oof. I don't know. If you have a lot of money, maybe I'll take home and find out how it tastes like, you know. But then there's some of the exotic fruits. But then I feel lucky though. I feel fortunate I was born in a country where richness in the cultural food, and otherwise I would be just ignorant. Don't know what the rain, what jackfruit, what mangosteen, those hairy fruits, the lychee, the rambutan, what else? The Asian pear, all those tropical fruits that don't grow here in America. If it's imported, then it's expensive. If you can afford it, you're good. You cannot afford it, take videos of it, you know, make memory out of it. That's what I do. Anything that I can afford it, I just make video. And I didn't say not afford it, it's just unnecessary. Should I pay that much for a piece of fruit? No. What can I do with $80? Me go to a fancy restaurant and get myself 2 pieces of a fine steak or lobster. That's what I'll do, you know. So yeah, the food throughout the world is super cool. So I'm not going to even talk about the street food. I'm not going to talk about the food that was not honorably made because people trust and believe that it's good for them, you know, and we cannot even mention how prepared and what condition prepared and what country does all kind of. I'm not gonna. Maybe next time we'll talk about that because it's true, you know. I mean, we here in America, we so spick and span on everything, you know. We only eat food from the packages, and food that was like in the frozen sections, of fruit that like thoroughly um, handled thoroughly and in perfect form and perfect condition, and thinking that we have the best deal of fruit and it's going to be like the best healthy food and fruit and vegetable. Literally, if you dig down and study about it, and it's nothing but, you know, genetic modifications or full of pesticides and stuff like that. And chickens, if you eat chicken, how do your throat feel? You know, why do you feel the milk is coming when you eat chicken or beef or whatever it is, and how the chicken was raised and how the egg was produced and all that. You know, I mean, everything you look at it, you know, and now you make your food consumption a little more restricted, you know, because we don't know, you know. I mean, before we never worried about what FDA would work with the farmer, work with the kettles to produce healthy food consumption for the family. And they said, well, be self-sufficient, grow your own food. I wanted to, but I can't even keep things alive here. I don't know how to keep plant alive here in Las Vegas. You know, I mean, in California, I have plenty where I share with neighbors and sell on the market. But here, I can't even keep a full leaf tree alive. So how am I going to become self-sufficient? I don't know if I can have chicken here or not. In California, I have backyard chicken and produce all kind of eggs, you know. But here, every corner of Las Vegas is homeowner associations, and they control everything. Control from the color of your house, how you park your car, how you have your front lawn, back lawn, and all that. They control everything. It's not free though. You have to pay for it. You have to pay for the membership, and they control you like you're in the lockup facility. And in some area, they put surveillance camera, plus the community gated community. From who? We're not in communist country. I don't know why we need to do that. So, but then I see how it's done too, though. Years ago when I was in Stockton, California, this community is called Park Village Community. I don't know. I think it was in the big news. It was on the news. I think in 2000. Can't remember exact year, but it's around 2008, 2007. In fact, 2008 for the closest. So this community, this community, um, hold on, let me put it. This community is it's a it's a project community. It's between the projects and an organization, so they do get funding from the HUDs. The HUDs is urban housing. So it's a government subsidiary plus the organization. So they house about 500 family. Majority of them are Cambodian. So this compound here used to be gang infested, cockroach infested, and dilapidations. So one day the city give notice to the owner of the building. The owner of property say that they're gonna dilapidate this complex and all the residents have to relocate. The moment now there's about 500 Cambodian family, at least 500 for sure. Some Laos, some some Vietnamese. So then where are you gonna replace 500 families? And each family had like 10, 12 family members. Some of them there's 2 bedrooms, some of them there's 2 family living in the same household, at least 10, 15 people. How are you gonna relocate them? So then a whole bunch of community members went to the city and said, oh, hold on, someone who can speak eloquent English went to the city. A group of residents went to the city with this leadership of the executive director for the profit now, the agency now. So they went to the city and said, do you have plan for relocation? Because if you're gonna dilapidate these rundown buildings and apartment complex infested with gang, infested with cockroaches and rat, and where are you gonna relocate all these people? Oh, we don't know, because this place is not habitable anymore. We need to dilapidate. We need to put it out of business. Thank you, Mom. Welcome. So they went back to the city a few times before the city said, well, we are going to do this. So they come up with this plan. They said, well, you know what? We'll help you. We'll help you develop this complex here. We're going to give you this much of money, okay? But you have to sign a contract that you're going to use this money to renovate this dilapidated, gang infest, cockroach infest, rat infest, mud infest building, that because it's affordable, because it's dilapidated, and no other ethnic group want to live there. Only the poor Cambodian refugees, the Khmer refugees, the Lao refugees who don't have enough money to go live somewhere, so they come and share the rooms, even 1-2 bedroom infested with cockroaches. Might as well eat the cockroach too, right? Well, anyway, just kidding. So then the city said, well, we'll give you this much money. We'll give you an ownership to this project. We'll give you this much money, but you have to get a matching fund. What do you mean matching fund? Well, you have to go talk to the bank and see if the bank are willing to loan this much money to cover for the renovation. Because to turn this 500 apartment unit from 2 bedroom to 4 bedroom to accommodate the need of the population and the family. So they can't remember how many units, but altogether, I mean, I don't know how many buildings, but they're about 500 units, different units. So So it took them a long time, you know. So what happened is that they did the smart planning by relocated one apartment building first, put them in a hotel, put them somewhere where they have relative, put them somewhere in emergency shelter for about a year until the building is completed. So they moved them back into the apartments and then moved the next apartment the same thing until they finished the whole renovation with solar panel. They renovated not only the building, they renovated the landscape also. Is not muddy anymore, so it's beautiful lawn, beautiful structures, and the house was with the solar system. They even built a community center. They even built classroom for the head starts. So see, you know, Cambodian people, I have to give it to them, you know, just like the thing going on in Cambodia now, you know, I don't realize that how many Cambodians are spread out through the world, in Canada, in France, in Europe country, even Switzerland, even German. I never know that the Cambodian people live in Germany, you know, I mean, I didn't even know that until when people went online and they peacefully rallied to show the world that they want nothing but peace, stop the invasion. So I learned about, dang, Cambodian are all over the country. First I thought the Chinese, they occupy any part of the world, you know. But look at my people, they've spread thin throughout the world. I'm proud of them. I see majority from Canada and France more, in UK, in Canada, in South Korea, in Japan, China. I know in Thailand, about millions of them in Thailand, include my family, and here in US and Wales, any part of the world that taking the refugee asylums. So I didn't know that beside France, the UK took the refugees. You know, Canada. I know Canada took a lot of refugees, but then when I saw them when peaceful rally to work on peace for Cambodia, and I was proud of them. I'm standing there and said, "Dang, I didn't know." You know, I thought that I'm well informed. I thought I was well educated. I thought I read everything. I guess I missed the point. I missed the whole pictures of where the Khmer people live. You know, so I'm like, dang, you know, if I, well, I know my family is Australia, so I know for the fact that there are a lot of Cambodian live in Melbourne and in the region, because I have a family in the region too. I didn't know that there's so many of them in the region. So I'm proud of my people. You know, I mean, they're smart people. You know, very smart people. If they can build a temple, and there was a little kid who was only about 10 years old, and he created the temple, not just the temple. We're talking about the Angkor Wat temple out of a soda can. And then people are asking, oh, who built this majestic Cambodian temple? It must be the alien, must be God himself. When I look at this 10 years old who built the replica of the World Heritage Temple out of soda can, I said, it can't be anybody but Cambodian. Because if you have a 10-year-old um, who can carve the temple out of clay. So the answer is that yes, Khmer people was pretty smart. Look at the 10 years old. He carved clay and turned it into beautiful, intricate. I'm not talking about, you know, clumsy work. It was like detail work, detail work. That kid, he need to, somebody need to put him in 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 engineering school. At that age, he already like did what the BS degree, the PhD degree engineer cannot even do that, and he's already done that. Imagine if he is being properly educated, what future that will bring. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. You know, I mean, I think there's a lot of smart Cambodian because they were annihilated during the Khmer Rouge, where they killed all the dignitaries, all the smart, all the intellect people. All is left with just farmers and peasants, and but from the line of blood that they possess, the intellect, the skills, the craftsmanship, the goldsmithship. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of being Cambodian. First I was proud of being Thai descent, and now they upset me so much. I'm just I'm not gonna mention anymore. I used to be so proud telling people that I'm Thai descent. Now I'm like, I'm choking until something come up better. Maybe I give them better respect. Right now I'm out of respect. I'm done. I'm up to here. I can't even talk about it. I'm choking. But still praying for Cambodia. Pray for peace. Pray for peace. That's what we need. And maybe in a couple more years, I'll make another trip to Cambodia. I may not be welcome in Thailand because it's this reason right here, But I'm okay. If I never be accepted in Cambodia, because on my passport it say I'm Cambodian. I'm American citizen. But my nationality is Cambodian. So as long as Thailand having issue, they already banned everything that despise everything that Cambodia does, close the border unannounced, and so I'll be okay. As long as I can get to see my family, I always can visit my family in Cambodia. I don't care if I never set a foot in Thailand again. The way they're behaving right now, no. I'm even ashamed of being descendant of. I'm speaking the truth. Anyway, so I make one leaf that you guys see already. It was this one right here. Okay, so I'm done. So I have 5 more flowers, and I know somebody's seen this today and said, oh, that's so pretty. I probably have to make another set for him. I think he'll like that. Something that, oh, aren't you so amazing? It is amazing because it's a perfect creations. You see that some of this product are made out of plastic, out of silk, but then it's by machine. But how often do you see something this beautiful created by hands? If it is created by hand, then it's not a perfection, because if you read this kind of perfections, it's going to be expensive. When people ask me, how much do you want it for? I said $500. I said, what? I'm just kidding. No, for the labor cost itself, I know, okay, for the material, it was nothing. Okay, I can spend $50, $100, $90 for the material to make this thing. But the hours to put on this thing to get one flower done, that's like a few hours. Okay, for me, this is not long. If I concentrate on it, I can produce this in an hour and a half. But then if I were to pay myself, if I pay myself $50 per hour, then yeah, $50 per flower. So, but then, this is for fun only. It's my occupational therapy. I don't know why I need occupational therapy. For me, occupational therapy, when you have to go to work daily and you need therapy. But it's called distraction therapy. I reword it. I rewrite the history. The distraction therapy. Because this distraction, every time I talk too much, I miss something, I lost something. So that's why when you see me quieted, I'm counting the patterns, but anyway, I done enough. Tomorrow I'm still gonna be with the baby. I might find some sneaky time to cook. If it's not, well, yesterday I make the jello, and today I went and put a little pretty topping on it, the little whipped creams, strawberries, and it tastes pretty good. And my grandkid loves it. When they got out from school, I said, would you like some jelly? The little girl said, no, thank you. That's what she always said, right? But when when she heard me put on the um uh, the whipped cream, she turned her head. What are you doing, Grandma? I said, I thought I offered you that I'm making Jello. Would you like some? When she saw the whipped cream, said, yes, please, right away. And her brother the same way. He said, no, thank you. Soon he heard that um, the the child, you know, the whipped cream. Kids love whipped cream. I saw them like spray in their mouth, like no believe. And the other one, he loved it. The one who just had birthday today, he didn't have to be asked. He'd be like, Grandma, can I have some? He always bouncing around. But another one said, no, thank you. But as soon as I released the whipped cream, that's it. I got their attention. So they all have a bowl each. I fill it up with fresh fruits. But the mold that I used for the gelatin, it was not efficient. It's uh, the recipe that I got. Okay, I did that before, but it's too soft. It's a little bit too watery. I don't know what I did wrong, but I followed instruction though, with the package instruction. But the gelatin was still soft. But it might be the regular textures, but because I was using the mold, I expect that it's gonna come off easily, like I did with Akaga. The Akaga, it's neat because it just popped out because it was harder. It formed into a harder textures. But for the gelatin, to use that mold that I have, it wasn't. Crystal, hello, welcome back. Thank you, appreciate that. Cece, and good night, sweetheart. Thank you. You have a big day tomorrow. Well, have fun and enjoy. Then, if it's a big day, you're getting a job, getting an interview. I'm not sure, but thank you for tuning in. Anyway, I'm about to depart. Also, I've been here for quite some time now. Appreciate the time and to be able to have the dialogue, and people on here are great. I like I said, I don't know how to do the what you call the thing? They call stream. What you call it, bro? Where you can bring your guests online. So what you call those things? They call streaming yard. I think you have to pay for that. I'm not sure how any of that works, but on YouTube you have to pay subscriptions. It's quite expensive, for like $30-$40 per week. Like, no, thank you. So that's why I'm gonna be able to bring anybody on the online on streaming live, because you have to pay certain thing to get certain thing to go somewhere. But I'm not sure about TikTok. I mean, people said invite me. Is where I can't invite you because I tried, it didn't work. So I don't know how it worked yet. I'm trying to figure it out. I've been telling you the last couple of months, and I don't even know how yet. So I don't know how people can get a whole bunch of people. And it's distraction too. If you bring a whole bunch of people, they like to talk at the same time. You can't even hear an individual. And I'm hard of hearing too. I can't hear anybody but myself. So if you have to bring 3-4 people to trying to talk at the same time, that's distraction. It's distracting. So that's why and the other thing, I can't even figure it out yet. So yeah, I can speak a lot of languages, but I can't figure this out, believe it or not. Listen, something are not smart people. Something, well, not everything for everybody, to put it that way. If I can't bring anybody onto my guest, I'm sorry. Maybe when I know how to do the thing more efficient, I will bring you on. But then until now, I appreciate you being on here. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate all the heart. I have about 410 heart today. I give it back. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. Love you coming on. I appreciate your support. If you follow me to my YouTube channel, Chef Lana Inn, check out most of the cooking, some of the pre-recorded videos. Also, pre-recorded videos are short, it's about 10-15 minutes the most. But the live show, it can go on forever because of the talking that I do, and for the full length of cooking demonstration, because each cooking would take about that much of time. Okay, Even I prepare ahead, I chop, I do all the other thing, it still max about an hour and a half if I prepare everything ahead of time. If I don't prepare a thing ahead of time, it max about 2 hours. Well, that's a lot. I don't want to be tired. I'm tired. It's not interesting. That's fine with me. If you just gonna not watch it, it's fine. Not gonna hurt my feeling. I do that for. Sissy, good night, sweetheart. You have a very good evening. Hopefully, I'll be back on here tomorrow. Okay, a little love. Okay, folks. Appreciate all of you. Hopefully, I can get back on here. If I'm not cooking, then I'm trying to finish my flowers, and I still have a lot here. So that's what I have to do right here. If the baby is good tomorrow and she sleep longer, I would be able to do this. But today, she didn't want to take nap until like mid afternoon, and she took a long nap, and then I was able to do a few things. I cooked dinner for my sweetheart, and then it was time to be picked up, and I came home and make food for my mom and sit down. Got the time to sit down, so it was good. Anyway, have a good day, good evening to all of you. Appreciate and lots of love to all of you. Respect. Good night. Good morning. Good day. All about.